Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I wanted to share with you my experience of becoming a product designer and reflect on just how effective it was, what I did right in my opinion, and what I would do differently now. I won't tell you if you should or shouldn't become a designer in 2023. You can listen to dozens of other YouTube designers, but I will give you 3 tips that I believe can make a great positive impact on your future design career. Actually, I think that these tips could be applied to almost any digital career. So if you're an aspiring front-end developer or product manager or something else, you may also be interested in what I have to say. Okay, now it's time to start this video. I myself studied physics for 4 years and got my bachelor's degree in 2019. After I graduated, I started to think about what I will do in life, and I knew that it wouldn't be physics. And I had a strategy in mind. I didn't want to spend money on learning design. Ideally, I should get paid to do that. I knew that I could find almost everything on the internet to at least start my career, and other stuff I should just pick up in the process. And that strategy saved me a lot of time and money. So here's the first tip. Don't buy from zero to hero design courses. The first reason is they are just ridiculously expensive. I know people who are paying thousands of dollars for just one course. The second reason is that they are so long, probably just to justify the price. You don't need a year, 2 years to know the basics. Honestly, I think that these courses are just a reprieve from a real design job. So how should I learn, you may ask, if not taking a course or a bootcamp? Google, Medium, YouTube, they are 3 of your best friends from now on. You can find plenty of information online, most of it's free. What I did is, after university, I saved some money on my previous non-design job, left this job and gave myself 2 months for learning the basics. Generally, you need to gain some expertise in 2 main areas. The first is software, and here I would recommend spending most of the time learning Figma. Luckily, it's quite easy to learn. And then Adobe Kit. Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, all of that good stuff. Secondly, learn the basic principles of UX and UI design. You don't have to go too deep, just find a list of these principles online and make sure you are familiar with most of them. And I don't think that I should even mention practice, but create as many layouts as you can, do stuff for free, or create design concepts, because even as a junior designer, you still need to have some sort of portfolio. After 1 month, I already started to look for a junior designer position. In another month, I found it and started to work. That's actually the story of how I became a UX designer. I should say though that the market 3-4 years ago was probably different, and it also may just be a survival bias. So I don't know if I could do the same trick now. That is why now I will recommend you 1 course that I finished myself and I think will be more than enough to learn the basics. You can take this course while working at your current job and do this design transition more safely. Unfortunately, this recommendation is not sponsored, but the course I'm talking about is Google UX Design Certification on Coursera. Yes, very popular, very famous, but it has great material, it's flexible, it has some sort of practice, even though, of course, it's not really close to the real working situation. The production is great, they give you 8 months of free access to Adobe XD, and most importantly, the price. Instead of paying thousands of dollars for 1 year or 2 years course, you can take Google UX certificate with Coursera Plus, which costs like $60 a month now. Finishing it should take you 6 months max. I personally finished it in 4 months. So you will pay $360 max for this course. But what is even greater is you can also take it for free if you are applying for financial aid. That's exactly what I did, for example. So are all design courses bad? No. The thing is that when you will become a product designer, you will still continue learning as you will get more and more different tasks and needs. And it is totally fine to find a course on something specific, let's say user research, if you want to dive deeper into that specific design topic, or if you need this for work. These courses are more advanced, they don't take too long, they are usually cheaper and much more effective. And your employer could take the costs on themselves. The second tip, design team is much more important than the product. If you're at the beginning of your career, I don't think you have any strong preference regarding the work field. You don't really know if you want to work in fintech, e-commerce, food tech, or whatnot. And in this case, looking for a team of professionals who could pass their design wisdom and skills to you is much more important. When I just started my product design career, I was working at a fintech startup. I was interested in the field, and it was the opportunity to join at the very beginning of the project to see the whole development cycle myself, so I was very happy to join. But I was the only designer in the team and had no product experience, so you can imagine what a mess it was. Yes, I learned a lot, I was learning quickly, I was doing something new to me almost every day and also taking the Google UX course, so the period was intense. But I was constantly feeling like I missed something or do something wrong, and I had no one to ask. Only later, when the startup obviously failed and I found another job with a great team, I felt the difference. It is so much more fun and exciting to work with other professionals, and also much more productive. Besides, the right processes are also a part of product design. Design reviews, retros, handover, research, collaboration, all of that stuff. Startups are great. They are fun and dynamic, but they also might be really chaotic. And you should learn the process first because you can't build it for yourself for now. So getting into a strong design team is the best thing you can do for your career at this point. The third tip, appreciate and expand your expertise. Even before I decided to become a product designer, I was learning front-end. I'm not an expert by any means, but I have an idea of how HTML and CSS works. And I can't count how many times it helped me in my design work. I generally think that we are moving more and more towards maybe not fusion, but the stronger interaction between design and front-end. Take design tokens, for example. But anyway, this is just one small example of how you can benefit by learning something outside of design. In the same way, don't think that everything you've been doing before product design is useless now. As I already mentioned, I studied physics before. What could be farther from pushing pixels in Figma, right? But I also studied statistics and did a lot of experiments. So now if I would do quantitative user research, the type of research that involves a lot of participants, it would be easier for me to evaluate the result of such research. Later, you may decide that you want to focus on something specific and be more of a specialist rather than a generalist. And that is okay, but in the beginning, you'll definitely benefit by trying things and just being curious. And that's all for today, folks. I hope that these tips will help you somehow. Tell me in the comments how or why did you decide to become a product designer or any other career that you have. I read all the comments, which is fairly easy because I literally have 18 subscribers at the moment. Let's change it. Hit the subscribe button, like this video, send it to your friends. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.